At the end of Ghost of Tsushima, peasants rally behind Jin's revolutionary ideal that a warrior fights for the people, not nobility. Yet 3 centuries later in Yotei, his grave is overgrown, his teachings forgotten, his name reduced to a campfire myth. Honor and legacy are core tenets of the samurai's creed, yet ghosts, or rather shinobi, live outside that rigid value system. So perhaps it's fitting that Jin's legacy has eroded, his memory and teachings lie forgotten, his grave pointing towards the direction of his homeland. This gives Ghost of Yotei a nihilistic edge, a statement about the futility of individual heroism and how even the most legendary warriors are no match against the inexorable march of time. At the end of Ghost of Tsushima, we see peasants flocking to join the Ghost's army, rallying behind a legend who fights for the people. At the time, I thought Sucker Punch was showing us the spark that would ignite another soul to take up the Ghost's mantle when the land of Nippon was once again under threat. Yet 3 centuries later, the Ghost's legacy has passed into myth. His ideals are forgotten, his legacy erased. This, I believe, is the result of Sucker Punch blending history with their own fictional story. If the Ghost games weren't slavishly devoted to realism, the story of Yotei would almost certainly build on the legacy of the first game, creating a through line with the series. Instead, bound by historical accuracy, there can be no lasting consequence of Jin's ideology. Having a fictional movement devoted to the Ghost's teaching would be too great a departure from reality. But this in turn makes the original game feel hollow. In the end, whether Jin abandoned or slew his uncle, it was all for nothing. He didn't become the challenge to authority he sought to be. He was relegated to a story told around the campfire. His style of fighting lives on, as he's regarded as the first shinobi, but what he stood for as the Ghost has been erased. Yotei's setting at the beginning of the Edo period is a fitting placement as it marks the death of Jin's ideals in Japan. The Edo period was Japan's most rigid and hierarchical phase, when the country imposed a stricter, more patriarchal social order, the exact opposite of Jin's egalitarian philosophies. It was an era defined by peace, yes, but also by startling inequality, social control, and foreign isolation.